Vamahk has been taken. Trystra and her caravan continue on into the heart of Almorin to Count Algir's fortress itself. Though the rest of the party was unsuccessful at getting him back, it did not deter Luca from following the caravan and finding out as much as he could about his forsaken friend and his fate. Reese, meanwhile, resigns himself to defeat in a local pub, waiting for his other two companions to eventually meet him. And as the day wanes, Lirion spent his time gathering as much information as he could, visiting local shops and libraries to increase his catalog of knowledge and language so that one day they might come back together and perhaps save their friend. So we're going to flash forward a bit to the evening hours now, where we find Reese and Lirion in a local pub.
Reese and Lirion, we're sitting at a table. It's kind of in a back corner. Reese looks rather distraught. His forehead is in one of his hands, and the other hand is grasping a mug that's rather large and rather full of some beverage. And he's just really down in the dumps. He's speaking with Lirion. I still can't get over it. Just like that, he's gone. Out of all of you, I actually knew Vamahk the longest. I just don't know how we're going to get him back.
You know, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. I don't know if it was the best idea to give Vamahk away like that, but I think we should focus on finding Luca. We don't even know what happened to him.
Yeah, he just disappeared on us.
And then the door opens.
Luca kind of storms in to this tavern. You can just see he's distraught. It weighs on him a lot. He made a promise to Vamahk that he would help, and he didn't at all. And he walks in with a wide brim hat on, covering his forehead area.
So you don't have the bandages on anymore?
No, he stole a hat. I mean, we're in the middle of a place, and he was like, okay, guys, I can't keep pretending to change a dirty bandage. So he stole a hat, and he's wearing that. He walks in, he sits next to Lirion, and you see him, he picks out that bone dagger from its scabbard, throws it on the table, and just says, I don't think that I am the one who should carry this. And he immediately goes off to get a very, very stiff drink.
Well, that solves one of our problems.
True. And then Lirion thinks to himself, I suppose I can hold on to this for now. I would like to examine it.
And so when Luca walks back, he sits down and he has two of the strongest glasses of the most distilled spirit and just chucks them one after another.
Reese just takes another big swig of the drink that he's holding. Okay.
Luca's a little shaken up, so he takes after Reese takes a big swig of the drink, Luca just takes the drink and drinks the rest of it.
I don't think there's very much we can do tonight about any of our problems. Nor do I think that we can get Vamahk out anytime soon. I hate to say it, but I think we'll really just need to start focusing on this count. Hopefully we run across Vamahk at least one more time.
Maybe we can get information on where these slaves are being taken.
Well, I do believe that it's possible that Reese is correct. This woman, Trystra, is clearly a woman of great power. Maybe if we do find a way to find this count, maybe he walks in the same circles. I'm assuming a woman of such power doesn't mingle with the common folk.
She is awfully high and mighty, I will say that. Well, I need to go to bed. I just need to sort out what's going on, and a bit of rest will help with that. And with that, Reese stands up and goes to his rented room.
Okay. What does Lirion do for the night?
Lirion is going to actually follow Reese into that room and then meditate for a couple of hours.
So Luca sees the two of them. They appear to be going somewhere. Luca is still kind of overwhelmed. So he goes to the bar before he settles down for the night, then motions to the bartender to bring him something a bit more stiff than the ale Reese was drinking.
So you order a drink and the bartender holds out their hand for you to put money on?
Luca kind of starts shuffling around in his pockets. He pulls out a coin. It's an old world currency, and he flips it to the bartender, not even thinking about it. Just.
And the bartender just looks at it and is like, what in the 10 truths is this?
And then you hear from a little bit further down the bar, there's a man sitting there, and he says, Gavon, it is on me. And he slides a couple of different looking coins towards the bartender.
Luca, he waits for his coin back. I'm assuming he receives it because the guy apparently doesn't care.
He does. And then the bartender scoops up the bits that were flung down the bar. Mm-hmm. And he looks over and he says, Ifrin, these are only 4 urlings. I need one more.
Yes, of course, my friend. And he reaches into his bag, pulls out one more, gives it to him.
And he takes the little iron coin and he pockets them all. And then, and only then, does he give Luca the drink.
Quick question. Is Ephron, he's like a normal Tailish guy, right?
No, Ephron's a mirror.
So he looks different than the people from here.
So yeah, Noah, why don't you describe what Ephron sort of... What his
So
appearance is?
this man you see at the bar, you know him as Ephron because of what the bartender said. He's a bit shorter, okay, well under 6 feet. He's got kind of tanned, goldeny skin and pretty dark hair.
All right, Luca takes the drink, and he turns and he walks over to Ephron. It's like, never been in a place they don't accept imperial gold, but
Well,
thank you for that. I've been needing a drink.
It is interesting money. I do not know of this empire of which you speak, and I have definitely not seen a coin like this. And he picks up the coin, and he looks at both sides of it. Where are you from?
Far to the east.
The east. Not from the fell.
No, I come from beyond the mountains.
Beyond the mountains. And across the sea.
Yes.
Impressive. And this empire, he says, looking at the coin still. It is powerful.
Where I'm from, it is.
Interesting. Too bad we are not in wherever you are from.
Indeed. And yourself, sir?
Far from here. I have traveled much, but I was born in Nimera.
Not familiar with the place, but there's many things here I'm not familiar with.
It is far away. It is in the northwest. I would not expect you to know these things, being from the east, as you are. That must have been quite the journey through the mountains.
Indeed, and incredibly difficult. In fact, I found myself feeling almost stranded. It was a mistake I made in the first place, and I honestly doubt I'll be able to repeat that.
Yes, the mountains are quite treacherous. Did you come by yourself?
No, I was accompanied by 3 friends. One was sadly lost, but the other 2 are here. I believe they're resting. We only arrived recently, to be honest. My name is Luca. What might I call you?
Ifran, that is my name.
Ephron. We just arrived now. I need something stronger before I myself could go to bed.
Yes, I understand, especially after the commotion in the streets.
Yes. Quite interesting.
You would not happen to know anything about it, would you?
Not too much. I was there. I was merely walking down the thoroughfare. I believe slight commotion. A couple of guards started yelling, and it looked like a wagon got out of control, but nothing extraordinary, from what I could tell.
I was wondering what it was all about.
Well, from what I could see, it's like I said, a wagon lost control. It looked like one of the drivers jumped from the wagon, and I don't know, a woman from the front came back. Looks like she gave a couple of stern words and then returned to the front, and they continued on their way.
So the bartender kind of saunters over and he goes, "Last call!
One more, Gavon.
Are your mugs empty?"
Ifran, he quickly downs the rest of his drink.
Luca, he's having a good time talking, but Luca also knows he doesn't want to get drunk and say too much. None for me, but thank you.
So the bartender pours Ephron another one.
Fran takes a nice swig, and then he eyes Luca. It appears you are handy with the blade.
I have had to protect myself before. Some of my interests weren't very popular where I'm from. And so I've learned to keep my head down, to fight when needed, and to run when needed.
And what interests are those?
Merely how we live, how we work, what these bodies of ours can do. You seem quite sure of yourself, even though you bear no weapons. I get the feeling that you're a man who can handle himself in the fight as well.
I've been in one or two.
What brings you this far from your home?
Nothing out of the ordinary. Trading goods, visiting lands. But you don't need to worry about me, my friend. Perhaps you should get some rest.
Yes, but before I do, might I ask just a couple of questions? Have you been in the city long?
Oh, I have been here for some months. I know my way around. This is not my first visit.
On our journey here, me and my friends, we encountered an interesting fellow, and he told us that we should seek out one of the leaders out here, I believe, Count Algier?
Count Algier?
Algier.
Yes. You are not from here. It is understandable that you would not know of his reputation, but for one such as yourself, perhaps it is best to stay away from Count Algier. He is quite a ruthless man.
In what way?
Oh, it is not my place to speak ill of the Count.
You notice a few Tailic men in the corner who look a little rough around the edges, kind of shift in their seats and look toward you as you mention the Count.
What business do you have with the Count?
A man we met on the path here. He merely said that when we arrived at Almorn, we should find him, maybe speak to him. maybe something more. But I talk too much, and you're right, I probably should get some rest. If it were possible, I'd like to ask you a few more questions tomorrow, just to better learn my way around the city. You seem like a fine, upstanding fellow.
For sure. We can talk, and perhaps I can show you and your compatriots some of the city.
I'd appreciate that. Ifran,
You are Luca.
that is my name.
Then I will see you first thing in the morning.
Indeed, then. Until tomorrow. I make my way to, I guess maybe the bar is where you would get like a room.
Toward the front, there's a ledger.
Sure. So
And-
I go over to the ledger area. I look up the names of Reese and Lirion.
And the bartender's like, "Hey, get away from there."
I turn to the bartender. Oh, I'm sorry, good sir. I didn't mean to disturb you. I'm merely looking for my friends' rooms. Reese and Lirion are their names.
Hey, they checked in not too long ago.
I would merely like to be directed there. I must speak with them.
Very well, take a gander.
So I look in it, find the room. I'm assuming it's fairly simple. It's not like this is a giant 15-story hotel. I find what room it's going to be. I go over to that room, then I do walk in.
Well, is it locked?
I don't know, so I'll pick the lock if it's locked. Let's do this.
It's probably
Lirion-
locked if we're sleeping.
Lirion and Reese are just in
Lirion,
there.
you don't you meditate?
I
with
meditate.
full awareness.
And we
I'm
just hear, like, a
semi-conscious,
frantic
yes.
Jiggle at the door.
So if you did jiggle the knob, I would probably...
Well, so Luca walks up. He tries the door, encounters it locked as it reasonably would be. He knocks softly. Does he get a response?
Reese is passed out both from exhaustion and drunkenness, so no.
Man, Reese has a real problem with this.
At least not from me.
So Lirion, he opens his eyes, realizing that it's probably Luca. He goes and answers it.
Luca walks in and just directing himself at Lirion. He knows that Lirion doesn't really need to sleep all night. He's like, I've spoken with someone downstairs, a man named Ifran. He's agreed to show us around the city tomorrow, so we might have some idea of how we can get closer to this Algier. But I'm going to be honest, Lirion, I must sleep. He finds just kind of a comfy place on the ground, throws his bag down in the corner, leans back against it.
While Luca is getting ready for bed, he mentions to Luca, "Very good. I may rest here for another couple hours and go and venture out and explore the city a bit myself."
Also, and this is important, I told this man, Ifran, that we are from the east across the mountains. That is apparently a rare feat. So, should he ask, I merely wanted to tell you.
Very well. I'll keep that in mind.
Wow, like any other not would have been good. Like
Not
Almoran,
south.
Almoran is like right up on the butt of the mountains, just like right there.
Well, it's good that I didn't say west, because if he's from the freaking northwest, he sure as crap knows there's no Imperium in the freaking west.
Yeah. So, Lirion, did you end up going out that night?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if Luca is a light sleeper, he might have heard some rustling in the night, some muffled grunts, and then nothing else.
Does
Question:
anything happen?
Does
Yeah.
Luca take his hat off to go to sleep?
Luca puts his hat on his face.
Ah, I see.
I assume the night passes with no further issue.
Correct.
And Luca wakes up, dusts himself off. There's like some sort of wash bin in the corner there. He pours the pitcher, cleans himself as much as he can. And after being reasonably ready for the day, he prepares to descend while also telling Reese about Ifran and about his lie on where they came from.
All right. If Luca was being perceptive as he was putting his stuff on, he would notice there is a small drop of blood on the... Does your dagger have a crossguard? Or your knife? You'd see a small little drop of blood on it.
So, do you guys head downstairs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we head downstairs.
When you get down there, you find Ifran sitting at a table with a cup of water. On the table in front of him, a block of wood in one hand and a small carving knife in the other. And he's
Ooh, I'm digging it.
carving something.
And he's one of the only people in the bar.
Well, that's good. I'm really glad that day drunkenness is down in this part of the city. It's always depressing.
Ifran is also whistling a nice little tune.
Luca descending, seeing Ifran, he's like, Ifran, you've come. Excellent.
Luca, I've been here.
What time is it?
Early-ish morning.
Yeah.
I'm
8 a.m.
trying to figure out if Lirion has come back or not.
There's several hours to noon. I would assume he has.
Are these your friends?
Yes. This is one friend. Reese is his name.
And Reese extends his hand out to Ifran.
Are we doing any
Ifran-
sort of lie on why you're always wearing a mask and have glowing eyes? Or are we just kind of rolling with that?
No one's really asked, to be honest.
Okay. So this is Reese and my other friend who came with me, Lirion.
Reese. And he shakes your hand. Lirion, it is a pleasure. So,
Truly.
Are you also from the east?
Yes, I personally am from a bit further away to the north of where our friend Luca is, but we met up there and traveled out west.
Interesting. And what is it that brings you to the fell?
Well, I assume Luca has told you a little bit about our hopeful encounter with Count Algier. But from what it sounds like, that's something that should be avoided.
Yes, most definitely. I do not know what you want with the Count, but it is an interesting reason to come all this way. Perhaps we can find some arrangement.
Indeed. Perhaps while you show us the city, that's very generous of you.
Yes, of course. Please, my friends, come with me. And he leads everybody outside, and he takes a little look at Reese, kind of up and down. He examines all three of you. You all three look, I guess not Luca so much, but Reese and Lirion definitely look odd to Ifran.
After we had left the inn, I did put up my hood again to cover up my ears.
Okay.
You should get a good hat.
Ifran looks to Lirion. He says, Lirion, you almost look lickish. Are you sure you're not from here?
I've had quite the interesting upbringing, I suppose. I made my way to Reese. I found him in an eastern part of this world, and we've now known each other for a while, and I'm his traveling companion.
And Reese, does he always wear a mask?
Am I close enough to hear this?
Yeah, we're all in a little group.
Okay.
Just outside the tavern, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, yes, I do wear it quite often. You see, before our journey and actually during our journey, I suffered quite a few series of injuries, and, well, let's say the mask helps make things bearable for those who look at me.
Very interesting.
Indeed, but we must not dwell on it. I'm sure we have much to see.
Yes, I will show you the city, and perhaps in return you can tell me tales of your land. I would be very curious to hear about people from beyond the fell.
I'll tell you the truth, guys. That was actually a really great veiled lie that makes it bearable for people who are near me. That was super awesome. That was really good.
There's also truth in that.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's what I mean. It was a very clearly something. If someone knew who Reese was, it is still true. But the way you said it was just like, I'm freaking fugly, man.
I just got a huge scar.
My entire face doesn't work.
So, because you're kind of next to the market here. It's still a little bit early, so the plaza is almost empty, actually. And you see that people are starting to wheel their carts into the square and set things up. And you realize this must be a daily ritual that they undertake of bringing their carts and lining them up in the ways that they do to make these little quote-unquote streets for people to go through flea market style. Anyways, just across the street, there is a man pretty near you, and he's just leaning up against the wall. He has, simple trousers on, kind of almost a greenish tunic, pouch of coin at his belt, pretty obvious, and he's eating an apple. And he looks over at the four of you, and he comes over and he says, "Now, you all look quite glum. Why's that?"
Reese just, not really looking at him, just turns toward him. Bit of a rough day yesterday.
What makes you think we are so glum? It is a beautiful morning. What can we do for you?
I can see it in you. I know these things. I do. And he takes a big bite of his apple. Maybe a riddle would cheer you up, huh?
I doubt it. Your apple would do better.
Honestly, though, you seem to be the kind of people who need help.
Depends on the help you can offer.
Really, though, I mean it. Why not indulge me a riddle?
Reese visibly just slumps and mutters, "We'll be on with it."
Very well. Here you are. I eat dirt before eaten, from noble to cretin. I won't scream when burned. I am cut and spurned, but I'll rejoice in your weeping, for it is well earned. What am I?
Worm.
I eat wood before eaten.
Dirt.
I eat dirt before eaten. What is eaten?
Perhaps for the group, as we have just woken up and 'tis early in the morn, repeat the riddle.
Very well. Slow of heart and mind, I see.
But not
Can
slow of
Luca
tongue.
try to steal his wallet? His bulging purse? Is that a sleight of hand?
I eat dirt before eaten, from noble to cretin. I won't scream when burned. I am cut and spurned, but I'll rejoice in your weeping, for it is well earned. What am I?
Grass? Let me think.
I mean, I think that describes a worm pretty well.
Other than the fact that it's not really cut,
You can cut it, and then
You
it's
can,
two
but-
new worms. I don't think that's actually the answer.
Perhaps it is grass. Who knows?
Really? Grass? That's your final answer?
I do not speak for them.
Geez, no way to keep yourself out of this one.
The well-earned part is what throws me, so I feel like it could be a bunch of things if it's...
I don't. Well, it's something that can't scream.
I thought you a bit more, how to say this, intelligent.
Legitimately, Luca's going to try to steal his purse.
Like right in front of him?
Luca's like, this guy's really annoying. So when this encounter ends, that will be on Luca's list of things to do.
Sir, I don't mean to be a bad sport about things, but we really have things to do. Perhaps you could give us a hint.
Very well. Hints are boring anyway. And so he takes a big bite of his apple again. However, it's not an apple anymore. It's an onion. And he just bites into this big old onion. And as he's chewing, he's like, it's an onion, of course.
Quite the hint.
Very good, sir. Thank you for your time. We must be going now.
No. You don't understand. See, I am a man who knows what pain looks like, what loss smells like, what hate tastes like, and I see all of these things in you. I'm intrigued. Please tell me why. Why is that?
Hold on, friend. Who are you?
I am just a simple peddler of things.
And we are simply a band of people going our way. If you do not wish to give us information, we do not wish to give you any.
No,
Please, have a good day.
No, I do not wish to give you anything, and you may wish things from me, for I am a man who likes to give people what they wish, what they deserve.
What do you want from us? Our money?
No. He points to Luca, and he says, You have had a run-in with something unsavory. And then his eyes flit over each of you.
Yes, we met you just moments ago.
Ignoring your
that was
jab.
super good.
His eyes flit over Lirion and Reese, but he doesn't look at Ephraim. And he says, you two have been touched by it as well. In a way. And he scrunches up his face. He's like, I don't like that one bit. And I don't think you know the gravity of your agreement. What did you promise it, huh? 10 souls? 20?
Starting to realize that he is really itching a nerve that Reese would like to forget about. The man would notice that Reese's eyes are starting to get a little bit fiery, that they're starting to glow stronger. And what do you know about it?
I know more than you could ever imagine.
All right, Luca. Luca, this is kind of a touchy subject for Luca, with the whole symbol burned into his forehead. Luca, he puts his hand on his rapier and addressing this man, who is frustratingly flippant about something that Luca is pretty sure is live or die for him. He says, do you have information about this being?
Is that what you ask for? For I am but a man who gives those who ask what they ask for.
I am in no mood for games. If you have information, I would have it from you. If not, then our time here is over.
Well, then maybe we can come to an agreement. I'm sure I can help you in one way or another.
What do you want?
Well, I already asked you a question. Would you not have the decency to answer it for me first?
If you want to know what we want, we would love to be rid of our common friend.
Ah, yes. And so tell me then, what is it you promised? How many?
Then Reese glances over at Lirion and Luca, and getting very quiet, Reese just says, 100.
100! Gods above and below. You have truly been duped, my friends.
Well, what can you do about it?
Oh, I can help you. In more regards than one, if that's the case. Your lost friend, and he wags his finger at Luca, indicating, just above your forehead. And that. All I require is, you give me something. I give you something.
What do you want?
No. That's not how it goes. What is it that you wish for?
Well, to be perfectly honest, and Reese looks around to make sure that there aren't any people too close who look like they could be listening in.
No, the streets are still pretty quiet, still the early morning. The only person that's here and close and listening and probably confused as all high heaven is
Ephraim.
Yep.
All right, so more looking at Ephraim than this mysterious man. Reese says, we need to get close to Count Algier. For purposes I'm sure you know why.
So that is what you wish for, then.
Luca, in an explosion of activity, not necessarily super aggressive. The guy's up against the wall, right? He's munching
No, he was, and then he walked over to you.
Oh, so he's just like in the
He's
middle
just
of-
with you guys up in front of the tavern.
Could Luca reasonably like push him up against the wall?
You'd have to turn him around.
Okay. Then Luca, instead of pushing him up against the wall, just kind of grabs him by the collar and says, "What I want is to be rid of this. If you know a way, then I will do what you ask. If not, leave us."
For one so intelligent, I expected you to be more civil.
Lirion looks at Luca and says, "Luca, please come down."
Okay, Luca's going to calm down, but he's definitely going to try to steal his purse now. This is like in the scuffle, he's like, "Oh, fine." He's going to try to do it.
Yeah, roll sleight of hand then.
Come on, baby. Come on. I want that nat 20.
My question is, when did Luca become this thief?
Luca's always been this thief, actually. He's always had these particular skills.
Well, I know he's had the skills, but
We've never been in a situation where he could conceivably use them until this point. Because, I mean, he's not stealing from you guys. He doesn't care.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's
Nat 20.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You fail.
What?
You failed.
That's some
With
bosh.
a nat 20,
Yeah.
the instant success.
That's some bosh.
It's not.
I just want his purse.
It's
I don't want
not
anything
a
else.
real purse.
He slaps your little hand away.
That is some bosh. Okay, you can continue. He slaps my hand away.
That's it. He slaps your hand away.
I lodge a complaint to the federal group of Nat 20'em. Well, I mean, Luca's done. That's all he was trying to do. So he has been riled, has been eluded his prize by inexplainable means, and he's done. He backs off, and he's just like, "This guy's not talking to me, and I can't take him right now."
No, look, if you would like my assistance, which I'm gladly going to offer, and even to this one who seems a bit, and he motions over to Ephron, standoffish. All I require is a little agreement, a pact, so let's call it. We write up a little contract, and that's that.
I thought you gave people who wanted information.
No. You've misheard me. I give people what they desire, and whatever that is, be it information or not, I, of course, require something in return.
Well, while we're at it, why don't we throw another matter onto this? As you spoke, our friend who's gone missing, we would very much enjoy his return. And, heck, while we're making wishes, in perfect health, because God knows what they're doing with him.
Yes, you would like to see him again, then?
Not just see, we'd like to be able to hopefully leave this city with him.
Very well, then why don't we,
Lirion's actually quite skeptical of this dude. He doesn't get a good feeling about it, and he would prefer to learn more about the city.
tell me, will you be joining us? And he looks over at Ifrin.
You know, I do not think that entering a pact with you would be a good thing.
Ain't that the truth?
And my newfound friends here have quite a bit to explain. So I am uncertain if I will continue with you.
Luca, he turns back to the man and he says, "You said something about a contract. What contract? What do you want? I've asked several times. Never have you spoken anything. Merely about a contract."
If I may, I feel as if we've walked into a whirlwind of information and words that we simply need to make sense of. If we could, say we meet up for dinner tonight, addressing the man that they're speaking with. You can have time to work through the details of this contract. We will go on our visitation with Ephron here. We will explain whatever he needs to be clarified, and whoever shows up tonight will show up, and we will discuss the contract.
Very well. Then we shall meet here?
I feel it is easiest.
Good. Then I'll let you process this. And with him too. And he kind of just shoos Ephron a bit. And then he turns, takes a couple steps, turns back to you, gives a little bow, turns again, and walks away.
Luca, in anger, throws a knife against the wall. But yeah, so he's pretty frustrated.
So, you three are not from here. You talk to me, ask me to show you around. You do not tell me that there is another person who has gone missing. You want to see the count, and you have made some pact with an otherworldly being. You must collect 100 of something. 100 souls, I believe, the man said. I do not know who that was, but he is not good news. And here you are. You want me to take you around the city.
Ephron, if we may, we are very interested in seeing the city, and
Yes, and I'm interested in hearing more of your tale. Please,
then it goes hand in hand.
please elaborate.
Very well. And he kind of gestures like, "May we walk as we talk?" Does he continue walking with him, or?
No.
Oh, he doesn't?
Ifran just stands there
He just
looking
stands
at
there?
you.
Okay.
Arms folded.
Well, as you know, we do come from a land very, very far away. And on our journeys, we have stumbled across many a being one of whom was more powerful than any we have seen, and hate to admit it, but we found ourselves in a bit of a snare.
What being was this?
To be honest, I do not know. It was far more powerful than any of us, 1,000 men, I dare say. But it let us leave. It even gave one of us our life back, and Reese turns towards Luca. And with that favor of returning Luca to life came certain stipulations. One of those being we must give something in return. These 100 souls, of which I am myself am still not entirely certain what that entails.
100 souls, yes? Perhaps I am one of them.
No.
You would like me to take you... Oh, show me the alleyway, please.
If not, you misunderstand. You misunderstand. The specifications were 100 evil souls.
Mm-hmm.
And I myself have qualms with this because, as I'm sure you can surmise, the definition of evil perhaps changes from person to person.
Yes, perhaps.
So, if it comforts you at all, I myself make no decisions, make no judgments. I'm not even fully behind the plan. I thought we had completely escaped that contract, but it seems he has his ways of following up.
And you, Ifran says, looking towards Luca, what would you like to be rid of?
It is as we said, in return for granting me life again. I've been burdened with this contract, something I neither sought nor desire to have. I'd love to be rid of it. Evil souls, I don't care if something's evil or good. I'd rather be free. Luca's kind of having like a low key panic attack right now because he was kind of chill, not having to deal with this. He's pretty terrified of the mural. It's called the mural, right? Mm-hmm. He's pretty terrified of the mural. It's kind of burned into his forehead, so like he has a very it's literally burned into his forehead. But it's having to confront this head on, particularly in such a flippant way, was stressful for him. So he's like leaning up against the wall, and he's just like, he's breathing. I want to be rid of it.
In this missing friend. Perhaps he had something to do with the commotion yesterday.
Unfortunately.
Well, it is as they say. They pull out the deacons. If you are honest with me, I will be honest with you. I will show you the city. But I will warn you of two things. If you try to attack me, the outcome will probably not be good for you. And if you enter into a contract with that man, the outcome will probably not be good for you. Rarely is it advantageous to try to solve one contract with another. It is a slippery slope. But let us proceed.
Very well.
And Fran takes you down the streets. He kind of seems to be loosening up a little bit, maybe a little less tense. And he's showing you some. He shows you kind of the market district or whatever. He points out, here's some good shops to get, whatever you need, common items. There's some more specialty stuff as you go further towards the city center. However, the closer you get towards the city center and towards the Count's estate, things seem to get more restricted and more expensive, kind of reserved for the higher nobility.
If you want to go north from the city center or due east or anywhere in between those two cardinal directions, there are checkpoints with guards posted.
Okay.
As we're walking, Reese is just striking up a conversation with Efron between his guiding words, I guess, of what we're seeing. Efron, something you said really has stuck with me as we've walked. The news about solving one contract with another contract, it makes complete sense. So, perhaps you would be able to help us with one or perhaps both of our issues, and you could help us as a friend rather than us getting involved with this very interesting character.
Interesting proposal. If I understand this correctly, somebody you have just met, will go out of my way to help you because you are in a pickle.
Now, I didn't say out of your way completely. You, of course, would be compensated. Very well compensated.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming everything goes to plan.
Okay, so...
And...
I will be compensated how much you do not know, and I do not know, if things go well. But you have business with the Count?
Which you must not be completely a part of. Like we've said, all we require is information. Any actions, we will take entirely upon ourselves.
Okay. Here, counter offer. And I want you to be completely honest with me. What business do you have with the Count?
Reese just kind of glances over at Luca and Lirion. We mean to kill him.